Teddy's learning. He's the grasshopper. He's learning from the master. That's the way I look at it. Poo-poo, garbage. You know, when you're a fashionista like me, you can pick style out 5 yards away. Already, I'm kicking Teddy's ass here. This is amazing. I mean, who knew? Who knew? You could go with a cheapo like Teddy and get some great pieces.
You're not here with that.
Let the shopping begin. Who doesn't like shopping? Hey, Mr. Wonderful here, again with Teddy, and a very exciting time, one more. And I'll tell you why. We're in the Bucherer store. This is probably the most beautiful retail outlet in the world for watches. It's an experience. It's like half museum, half retail store, but it's got tons of brands, and I mean tons. If you want to watch, this is the place to come on earth. However, Teddy has another challenge. You know, let's be honest. I keep kicking his ass in these things every time. You know, it's true. But he wants to throw yet another gauntlet on the floor, another watch on the floor. He has a new idea I really like. Let's hear it, Teddy.
Anybody could win when you have an unlimited budget like Kevin. I'm gonna bring him back down to earth. I'm gonna test you today. Limited budget, $12,500.
Per watch?
No, that's the total of your entire collection. I'm gonna put you to the test. Last time your collection was
$12,500.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I don't think you can do it.
I can do it, there's no question, but luckily we're in a place where they have enough timepieces within that range. And I'll give you some respect on this thing because 2 years ago when I got started on this journey with Teddy, these watches he was talking about, I was just saying, what are you, like poo-poo, garbage. But I've come to respect, because I'm a dial guy, you know, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money for me to fall in love with a piece. It has to have a great dial. It has to be different than all the other pieces I have. And all of a sudden you started bringing these low-end pieces with spectacular dials. And I started collecting them and buying them. And now these are some of the most exciting pieces. So when I'm walking around with something that I bought for $800 and someone says, what is that? I'm thinking to myself, maybe he's not nuts after all. Maybe there's merit to having a barbell approach. Yes, high-end, I love it. But why not also dabble in the low end for the dials? Because you really can get breadth to your collection when you do this.
I agree 100%. So that's going to be the theme of today. Same type of setup as last time. So you can choose what you want to do with your money. We'll alternate back and forth.
Yeah.
And we can't go over that budget of $12,500. I want to give you a little bit more
this
than $10,000.
This includes taxes because we are in New York City.
We're going to exclude taxes, so just to give us a little bit more flexibility.
Got it. Okay. Okay. So we look at the sticker price.
Yes.
Now we got to be sticker sensitive here because I want to come out with at least 3 pieces. Maybe 4. We'll see. But let's start shopping.
First things first, we flip the coin.
Last time I flipped, you flipped this time.
I will flip
I'll call it.
You'll call it.
Okay.
So this is the 2 options here. Just like an NFL kickoff, NFL Sunday. You have
explain this coin flip.
So the winner has 2 options to choose from. They can either go at the store first, or you can then defer until the end. Then all the pieces will be lined up, and you can do a swap with the other person's pieces.
And the last time we did this, I really screwed him on the swap. And that's how I won that contest, hands down.
I gave it to him at the beginning because I didn't have faith in him. But you know, hey, you did pretty well. I was picking up all the nice pieces, and then Kevin saw what was left over, and he did what he needed to do. But none of that today.
Let's do the flip. Let the contest begin. Let the shopping begin. Who doesn't like shopping?
What are you calling?
I'm going to call tails.
That's tails.
Yeah, baby. I'll defer.
I don't like how this is already set up. This is
I won with it last time. That's why I'm doing it this way.
All right, so I go first?
You do. Let's go shopping.
All right, let's go. So what I'm thinking about here is I like your strategy of trying to pick out, say, 3 to 5 pieces. That's probably where I'm going to be.
Yeah. And these are in this section of this incredible location, probably the best selection of entry-level pieces in the world.
Everything is covered here. Most of the pieces here are talking about under $5,000 from this corner on. This is in the basement.
So, and if you're looking to buy a watch for the first time, you want to come here. I mean, you can't get, plus they have the inventory, which is a problem these days. So we're at Longines here, a brand that I have a lot of respect for, given that I actually wore one of these pieces on Shark Tank this year.
The sector, exactly.
Yeah, it was, and I met them through you, and I bought that in Miami.
I remember, we shot the episode.
Yeah,
it was a great
fantastic.
episode.
It was great. Okay, so you got to go first.
Scanning. I do want to do a Longines, and there's actually something that I saw here, which I was at the unveiling of this watch, and now it looks like they're finally delivering them. This is the Ultrachron. I'm going to do this.
Tell me about the piece.
So the Ultrachron is looking back to a historic reference from the brand, but why it's special, 5 hertz movement. So most of their movements are around 3.5 hertz, so this is a high frequency,
Yeah.
something like the Zenith El Primero as an example. So
Right.
probably one of the most attainable high beat movements you're going to find. I think this is right around $3,500. I think on the bracelet a little bit more, but I saw that and I want to do it.
Let's talk about the style of that watch. Divey, kind
Yes.
of sportsy.
Yes.
Bracelet's a little different.
Yeah, it's more of like a mesh multi-link style
Yeah.
bracelet, but
Yeah.
it's a little larger for my taste.
And they're indicating here you can go total sport, right? Is
You could, yep. You can put the NATO on it.
Yeah, okay.
So I think that's going to be my first pick.
And price point?
It's right around $3,500, $3,700. I
Whoa,
believe
so
on-
you're taking a third of your budget right out of the gate.
Why not?
Very risky, Teddy. Very
What are you
risky.
gonna do?
Well, listen, I'm just pointing out the weakness in your decision, but that's all right. I like the piece.
I can
And
never win around here. I don't like this.
There's always risk in every decision. I'm just pointing out the risk, all right? Portfolio management. So that is your Longines
That's going to be my
selection.
pick.
Okay, okay.
And I'm probably just only going to do one watch per brand. I'm not going to double dip. You don't have to do Longines if you don't want
Well, I'm not saying I won't. However, I am getting into a new space these days you should be aware of, the smaller size dial.
Okay.
And immediately catching my eye with this whole red vibe that I have
to. All right.
is this, and I think probably very attractive price right here.
Legend Diver,
Legend Diver, what is that, 36?
36, right on the money.
So I'm thinking Legend Diver 36, red band already, red kind of ruby-ish dial really fits into what I'm doing with my whole red thing, red band on everything. I'd like to try it.
Can we try it out?
Yeah, can we try it?
Yeah. I don't know how that's going to wear on you. It's quite small.
I know, but lately I'm supporting this smaller diameter.
I'm all for it. I
Yeah.
am all for it.
It can be very stylish. I never used to do it, but now I am. I brought several pieces that way.
What are we thinking? Actually,
I think it
That-
looks pretty good.
I think it works.
You know, when you're a fashionista like me, you can pick style out 5 yards away. Now let's talk about price point. What are we talking about here?
2,000.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, on the strap, looking at that, yeah.
Come on. 2,400 out of my 12,500 budget, and I look already. I'm kicking Teddy's ass here. This is amazing, absolutely amazing.
All right, all right, all right.
That's my choice. Very stylish. Love it. Okay. All right. Where are we now? Oris. Tell us about the brand, Teddy.
So Oris is based in the Swiss-German part of Switzerland, independent brand. Really cool use of eclectic materials. They were one of the early adopters of bronze. They recently unveiled new caliber 400s, so that's getting their 5-day power reserve. They have $2,000 is mostly their Solita movements, and then they extend up from there.
Very interesting dial work here. I mean, look at this. These blues, these pinks, these are sort of Terra kind of thematic, which is very hot these days. Also, that looks like a 3638 maybe.
That's a 38 for
Yeah.
the pointer date.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a nice watch.
These are very nice pieces. What's the price point in this?
So those are all in the $2,000 range, except the one in the top right. That one's going to be higher because that has the caliber 400, so that's going to be around in the threes.
Attractive.
I was also looking down here at some of the bronze stuff.
It's your call, though. It's your pick. Anything in here you're going to go with?
You know what? I'm going to go with the pointer date. This is my favorite collection. I liked your idea of going with the red.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to get a bronze case out of it and bracelet.
Yeah. I mean, bronze is hot these days. I mean, it's just, that's a very attractive watch. Very risky, because remember, I have the opportunity to do a switcheroo on them at the end.
He's not going to do double red.
I might, you don't know. But you know, it's my option, which is what I love. Teddy's in a bad situation here, but he's made a good call on this.
All right, I'm getting up there.
All right, so that's half your budget blown
Yes.
already.
A little bit less than half.
Okay.
And we don't have to go in order. We don't have to go brand by brand.
No,
you can
I
jump
know,
around.
I know. I'm just, you know, I'm looking at dials. You know, I'm a dial guy. These dials are very interesting, very interesting. I'm looking for stuff that I don't have in my collection already in terms of dial. But, and also, Oris is, you know, I have nothing from them in my collection because to me it was a watch that, you know, wasn't collectible initially. But now that you've got me into these entry-level watches, I'm getting such remarkable outcomes. People are asking me all about them.
They do a lot of crazy limited editions. There's some over here that they've done. So this is the Okavango editions. It has that green textured dial. Same
Yeah.
here with this New York
How many
Harbor
pieces-
edition.
how many-
And then you have
That
these-
looks like a 39 or 40, right?
That's a 41, I
41,
believe.
so a
Yes.
larger dial, yeah. What about this?
That's a Diver 65.
Yeah.
That is kind of where they're more traditional 1960s, just minimalist looking dive watch.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's interesting. I'm thinking maybe I make a move here for the first time on Oris.
Okay.
And I go limited edition and I go green dial, 40 mil, I think.
Kavanga, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You want to pull that out? Want to take a
Yeah,
look?
let's pull that out. Let's have a look at that.
Once you take a closer look at this dial, it's a pretty special dial too.
So there's a lot of texture in that dial.
So this was for they do a lot of like altruistic causes and connections. So this is for like a doctor's organization that do a lot of like relief work in Africa.
Yeah.
And this dial is made to resemble like the grassy plains as you're in helicopter. They do a lot of this like relief. So that's the whole point of that dial and what they're trying to emulate there.
Well, you certainly know the story on this piece. It's very different, and that's what I like about it. And it will work with a red band, which is always my consideration. Can I put the piece on television? So, you know, you can see that it's going to work.
Christmas party right now, right
Yeah,
there. Red and
you
green.
got it. It's okay. It's okay. So that's two.
Okay, fair,
All right,
fair.
let's move on. Let's move on. Now, I have dived into Hamilton.
Hamilton's a sweet brand.
Yeah, it's a great, and it's one of my go-to pieces when I'm traveling because it looks good. It was brass, if you recall what I bought. I don't even see it here anymore.
Yeah, the bronze is gone, yep.
bronze.
I think this is a good opportunity to get my chronograph. I'm gonna do the green dial Intramatic chrono.
Wow, I like that. What's the price on that?
That's just over $2,000.
I mean,
like 21.
I mean, he chose wisely, and I may just take it from him at the end. We'll see.
I like that pastel-y looking green.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah. It
sharp
works
one.
with that leather band. It would also work with a red band. So
He's already setting things up for
I know,
himself. No. You're not taking that
all right,
one.
so
I'll
now
fight
you
for
have
it.
3, right?
I have 3.
Okay, and you're still under 12,000.
I'm still under 12,000. I think I have some room to grow too.
Let's
I'm good.
just quickly gaze over here.
Ito is a brand, and they don't have the craziest selection here.
No.
But in terms of what they do for the dollar amount, I handle their pieces and I'm always impressed. They have their Ocean Star collection, which is more their dive watches. Their multi-forward is more of just kind of their everyday. And then they have things like this, as a bar and Shelley watch. All of these
Classic dress. I mean, you know, that is such a classic look. What's the price point on this stuff?
You're talking about $1,000 for
That's
that
very
watch.
good. That's very good.
So it's very well done.
These are mechanical movements?
Mechanical movements. They're owned by the Swatch Group as well. So they're kind of...
I used to think that was negative, but after I've seen what they did with Omega, I'm very impressed with Swatch being able to differentiate these brands and maintain price point.
Think about all the luxury groups. Every luxury group is specifically only catering to the luxury segment. When you think about Swatch, they have everything from Swatch all the way up to Breguet.
Yeah.
It's diversification. And I agree with that philosophy too. As a collector, I think everything should be represented.
So I may be only getting one more piece, so I've got to be careful. That's interesting. Yes, but what about Rado?
So Rado is very well known in countries like Pakistan, some other places in the Middle East. The things like the Diastar, crazy looking watch. That's what they're known for. But also what they're known for is their use of ceramic. So they do some of the most attainable ceramic-made watches and bracelet watches that you can find out there on the market. So not as caught on in the U.S. I own one of their pieces too.
The bezel is ceramic on this piece?
Bezel's ceramic, and then they also have, this is a woman's piece, but you can see that is fully ceramic case and everything.
This very much reminds me of a Tudor look, even with the dial itself.
Want to know something personal? I own that watch exactly.
Really?
I do.
Well then, what's the price point on that?
It's just over $2,000.
I'm taking it. That's it. That's my third piece right there.
Now he's jocking my style and everything. Look at this.
No. Please, can we open that up?
Let's do it.
check it on my wrist. This is a really interesting shopping spree. I'm getting some great...
Are you kind of surprised with how much?
I am surprised. Very classic look. Beautiful dial. I mean, look at that. You can see it from across the room. It's sporty, it's divey, but it's also elegant and an incredible price.
$2,000, and it's thin. I mean, I don't know if you feel it, but that's pretty thin for a dive watch.
I mean, who knew? Who knew? You could go with a cheapo like Teddy and get some great pieces.
Get out of here with that. Okay, so let's do we'll do some tallying of money left. So you've spent total, let's see, $2,000. This is $2,500, so you're looking at $4,500 there. So that's $6,900. All right.
All in.
$6,900.
3 pieces, $6,900, and I still have money to spend. This is getting really interesting. Let's keep going. So here's the situation. Teddy has $4,000 left to spend from his $12,500, and I have $5,600 left to spend on mine against the $12,500. Teddy can't control his spending binge, and he's running out of money. I have 3 pieces, he's got 3 pieces. We're definitely getting one more watch out of this, each.
I'm gonna try to get 2.
Wow. Okay, so let's go. You're up now, right? All right. Back at Tissot.
I want to save some money.
Very famous Swiss brand.
The last 2 years, there's been no watch under $1,000 that has caused as much of just fanaticism as this watch right here. Tissot PRX.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
It was able to forecast the trend of the integrated sports look. And then what ended up happening we saw with all the high horology brands, everybody's getting their hat in the ring. They were able to do it with a really well done integrated style bracelet, case, and coming in at a price starting with the quartz one just south of $400.
That band, that's a legacy look for this brand.
It is. This is from a C-Star model from 1970s.
Right.
And I was in Switzerland, and I saw them pull this out of a tray from the 1970s. And it's basically a one-to-one if you look at their 35 millimeter options.
So everything old is new again is the lesson on this. Caught the wave yet a second time decades later, exploded on the scene. What's the price point?
For the automatic, which I'm going to go for, $650.
Incredible. I mean, you've got a classic look for under $1,000, $600. That's insane. That's
Swiss made.
Yeah.
80-hour power reserve, Swiss movement, automatic. It's got this nice kind of tapestry kind of dial.
That must be immensely popular at $600.
We work at Tissot. We sell them on our site. People can't get enough.
Yeah.
They can't get enough.
Well, let's get it out. Let's get this piece out.
It's a great watch.
Put it to the collection. That's really remarkable.
Check out that bracelet. Like also just run it under. I mean that's for $600 because where brands usually skimp out when you're talking about this price range is the bracelet. They just try to make it
beautiful. Automatic piece. I mean that is a really stunning dial as well.
They don't have it here, but they also just recently unveiled a chrono version of that.
Yeah.
Under $2,000.
But I must say, as just a clean, classic look, an everyday fantastic go-to watch. And I didn't select it, so good for you, Teddy, but I may steal it from you later. We'll have to see.
$600, that's all it cost me.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. Okay, that's good, my turn. I'm looking for now brands that I've never touched before.
You ever looked at Norcane?
I've never looked at Norcane. Why don't you give us the quick rundown?
So they're a new upstart brand in the last 5 years, but they've been adopted pretty quickly for a lot of more traditional retailers because of what they've been doing from a manufacturing perspective. So they actually have access to Kenissi movements. Kenissi is who makes Tudor movements.
Right.
So they're utilizing some of their movements in their watches. So that's why
Let's talk about this piece here with the green dial. What's the story on that?
So this is their GMT, and this is actually using one of their Kenissi movements, bronze case. So I think your price there, I think you're looking at the 4s for that, but we can double check.
Let's find out. This caught my eye. It's very stunning.
It's going to eat a good amount of your budget, I believe.
Doesn't matter. Style, and I'm really putting together a selection that's going to kick your rear end.
$4,150.
Well within my price point.
And let's see here too. If I can get this unscrew, if I can. Oh, they have it taped down. But this is a true GMT movement as well. So you have isolated function of that local hour hand.
Into the collection it goes. I mean, it's stunning. And it's going to look great with a red band on it. Very interesting. I've got such diversity in my dials in this contest. Really amazing. What a selection. And so what does that leave me left? I had 56 and I just spent what?
4,000?
Yeah.
150?
So
$1,500 give or take?
Yeah, $1,500. So I could probably pull another watch out of this. You don't know. What are you going to do?
Can I get one final check of my price?
$3,350.
I have $3,300?
Terrible at math, Teddy. Terrible.
Yeah. I can't remember. I'm just.
Yeah. Well, you're limited now. There's not much you can do. You're down at under $1,000, right?
No, I have $3,300.
How much?
$3,300.
My mistake. You have plenty of room.
Yeah. I'm really close with this Baume & Mercier. Let me just check what the price is on this Baume & Mercier because I think this could be my last pick. This white dial Baume & Mercier. On the bracelet, I'm right on the edge.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm right on the edge. So $3,000. I'm gonna do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Who would have known?
Diversity of dial. I have my dress watch. I have 2 everyday watches, one with a bronze case. I then also have my PRX, which is kind of my beater. I can do it all with it.
Yeah.
Chronograph. And then I have my more out there, but also diving capable.
So I have room for one more piece. I think I have $1,300 left. What do I have left? Do we know? Let's have a quick look.
The first time we did this, the person that was helping us screwed up, and then I went over, and then Kevin penalized me for it. So we have to do the math. It's very important.
See, I keep them honest to the rules. I mean, that's the whole thing. I'm compliant.
$1,450. You will have
$1,450.
$1,450 left. That will allow me to get one more piece, I think, but very limited in where I can go.
You could pretty much only go to Hamilton,
Yeah. I was
maybe
looking
some
at
Rado.
Tudor, but I don't think I can go to
No, Tudor, you're not going to have room. Could do a Mito, too.
Yeah, I haven't done this. What do you think? Is that?
Right here, the
Yeah,
one in the front,
yeah.
that's their Patrimony. It's a great watch, and that's well within your price range.
I'm going to take that because I don't have a dial like that. I'm really going dial, so that's probably going to get me right to a point where there's nothing left. I have a little bit of cash.
You might have a little small sliver.
I have a little small sliver. I'll probably go out for dinner in New York with it. That's it.
Looks like I have plans this evening.
You say you rep these guys?
We do. They do surprisingly well, because I think once you get this in your hand, there's sports watches, I think, even more so, but this is a really killer piece.
Yeah, it's a dress watch, you know.
It has more of a sector kind of dial. You have the Longines sector, but I think this is different enough. You have the dates.
Beautiful. Just check that out. Very, very stylish.
That's great.
And the price again?
You're just under $1,000, I believe, for that. You're right on $1,000.
$1,000.
Yep. So I am going to just take a knee. I'm going to run out the clock. I am done.
Yeah, I think I'm done too, because what can I get for $450?
Well, there is one thing.
What is it? You're kidding.
You can get this Tissot PRX right on there, on the strap.
Well, why wouldn't I take that? Let's open the case. Come on, that is amazing. Just to actually have one extra watch to you.
I'm just being nice now. I'm being nice because maybe you'll be nice to me.
Well, maybe.
Anything.
Anything can happen.
Look at that, $325.
Look at that.
Now that's the quartz, so it is different.
That's okay, but you know, who said you can't get a great watch at an affordable price?
That certainly is.
PRX at a really incredible price point. That is just amazing. I'm stunned. Well, you know, Teddy, I will say I've learned something here today, but again, it's cost you because I've kicked your butt one more time.
No. We know the rules here. We have to get them all lined up.
$325. All right.
I told you about that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, let's put it over here.
Have some respect when we do this now.
All right,
so stealing.
Let's look at this.
All right, so we're going to pull them all together.
Fantastic.
So what we're going to do is we're going to pull them all together.
Yeah.
And then we'll do our final lineup, and then you can make your final decision on
Exactly.
what we want to do.
Exactly.
Let's do it. All right, Kevin, so we have all the watches in front of us. Let's just go through each one. So I have a Baume & Mercier.
Just before you start, Teddy,
please.
I want to make a statement about this experience, because remember, we started with $12,500. I was thinking before we did our shopping spree, maybe 3 pieces. But that's not what happened. There are so many remarkable timepieces in this store that you can actually build a full collection. I consider collection started when you get 3 pieces. Of any collection, when you're a watch owner, when you get to 3, you're a collector. And you could start with $1,200, $500 to become a major collector, because I'm at 5 pieces here. And then I'm extraordinarily amazed that I got to 6 on the 12,500. And Teddy, you're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have one more watch in even a better collection than Teddy has before he even starts talking about it. Again, this contest, I know already who won, but that's okay. Teddy's learning. He's the grasshopper. He's learning from the master. That's the way I look at it.
To go through the watches, we have the Baume & Mercier Clifton Baumatic. This has a 5-day power reserve, probably one of the most remarkable movements you're going to find for the money. I have my Tissot PRX for $650 for that money, hard to beat. Then I have my Oris Big Crown Pointer Date in bronze. Then I move over to my Hamilton Intramatic Chronograph.
That's a hell of a piece, by the way.
Uh-oh, I don't like how he's talking right
now.
now. And then I have my Ultrachron from Longines, which is a marvel in terms of its movement and what it's bringing forward.
Because you're my advisor on these low-end entry-level watches.
Absolutely, happy to do it.
Keep going.
Norcane GMT, this one surprised me, in bronze with a Canisi movement on the inside. Then you have your Legend Diver here for mid-2s at 36 millimeters, which was an interesting choice. This was the surprise. You had a just over $300 PRX, so you're going for the quartz version, but to add an extra watch, who wouldn't do that? Then you have your Big Crown Okavango edition from Oris, Rado Captain Cook, Gray Ceramic, then your Mito.
Yeah.
We had no money left over. We spent pretty much all of our money.
Yeah, but we got some amazing pieces for $12,500, which I think, of all the things we've done together, Teddy, this is going to be a mind blower, because people do not make the assumption they can get even one watch for $12,500. You come to Tourneau Bucherer, you come downstairs here, you cruise all of these displays, and you will immerse yourself in legend watches, incredible pieces. Again, touting this store as being probably one of the best places to shop for watches on earth. I've been all over the world. I've never seen anything like this. They spent a fortune building it, but it's worth it. All right, Teddy.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to amaze you, because I've looked through both collections. Your collection, my collection. My collection let me put it this way. This collection, if it was a kitchen and it had a sink and it had a drain, would flush onto this collection. This is the elevated collection here. This is absolutely, so I'm not going to do any swap.
You're not going to do anything.
Because I've clearly, I've kicked your ass here today, and I just know that. I'm going to let you vote, obviously, but there's no, I don't need to change anything.
Wow.
My selections are beyond perfect. They are just the most incredible mix of dials, sport, new looks, amazing brands. Why would I want to touch it? I was going to go after your Hamilton, but now that I see
You have too much green. You'd have too much green. You have two green dials already.
You know, green does work in a Christmassy-like way with red, because all of these are going to end up with red bands on them. But you know, if I went to green, and you're saying I have too much green, I have the same problem if I take over your Hamilton, which is the only one you've selected I really, really am interested in. So the rest, though, I mean, I did get a green vibe today, you're right, but I'm very happy with it. What fantastic watches, and what a great session with Teddy. We will see you next time.
And leave comments down below. Tell us who won in the comments. Did I finally win? I don't know what's going on. Something's in the water. I don't know what's going on in the world. They think Kevin's winning these things.
Can you have more fun than this? If you love watches, it doesn't get any better. We'll see you next time.